Alright, Gintama episode 318, that it is. Sorry I watched Rurouni Kenshin in the week between this episode and the last. Good show, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the Gintama greatness, now with 60% more Gumi Bozo and 100% more Kagura being a boss. The beginning of this episode once again communicates just how influential Shoyo was to the Joey 4. Despite knowing that Otero is the leader of the Naraku, they both have faith in the man they met when they were young, and Katsura couldn't deny his contributions. Gintoki, despite witnessing Otero firsthand, still has faith that the Otero he encountered on Rokujo Island had nothing to do with the Shoyo he knew. It's crazy how much of a contrast there is between Shoyo and Otero, despite them being the same person, or at least sharing the same body. Katsura couldn't bring himself to hate Shoyo because of how nice he was to them, and Gintoki doesn't even believe that they would have anything to do with each other. Meanwhile, in space, the Harusame, Snake, Shithead, Backstabber squad are trying to make some serious moves in the galaxy after Otero killed their elders, but they somehow don't see the problem with getting an immortal man to be their leader. I mean, don't they think this has any setbacks? Like at all? Lord Otero, the commanders of the Harusame squads had a meeting, and we've come to a collective decision that maybe we should have an election for a new leader. You've been the leader for like 200 years. Like, you're putting Gaddafi to shame, sir. I think we need a fresh face. We'll still consult you and everything. We just think some young blood with some new ideas should get a chance to lead us. Give me some time to consider your proposition. Wow, Lord Otero, I'm surprised you took that so well. You're more understanding than any of us gave you credit for. Gumi Bozo then interrupted the meeting and tried to make a One Piece reference so people could think he's cool. Sorry, Gumi Bozo, but you got nothing on this dog with this sick haircut and this fucking lion man with a scar across his eye and an expensive jacket. So Scar just couldn't abandon a life of crime after the Lion King ended, huh? What a bastard. You know Gumi Bozo's got some work to do when he's getting shown up by animals. Like, look at this thing's hair! And Gumi Bozo's going bald! Elsewhere in Gumi Bozo's family tree, Kagura proved that not only is she a sick-ass fighter, but she's also mastered a teleportation jutsu. Back on the Harusame ship, we get more exposition on Gumi Bozo's role in the 7th Squad ambush. And you know Kamui's a shitty son when his dad has to travel the galaxy and join a corrupted evil government alongside asshole pirates just to hunt his ass down. Holy shit! Yato fight, yes! Oh, what the fuck? That's not cool, man. All jokes about Gumi Bozo aside, I was super excited to see him and Kamui duke it out, but alas, we fans must wait. Damn it. Back to Kagura as she runs off on her own to go fight Kamui. With the Kyotai, surprisingly. Doesn't matter if they were mortal enemies up until recently. You know, the whole Benizakura thing, the Shinsengumi crisis thing, the whole trying to assassinate the Shogun thing. Fuck it, we all know that Kagura can beat the shit out of Matuko and Takachi without even trying, so it's not like they can say no to her. It's more of a boss move than anything. So, Kamui can't die from getting sucked into the vacuum of space apparently, so Kamui is Frieza? Confirmed? Back to Kagura getting all Nakama with the Kyotai, we get a valuable lesson about conservation in the emptiness of space. Hello, space travelers. Welcome to Space Travel 101. Your ultimate guide in making sure you don't die a lonely death out in space, and actually get home to somewhere you can breathe without a power source. I'm your host, Stock Photo Spaceman. Our average fighter but brilliant scientist Kagura will be demonstrating key conservation techniques to stay safe and healthy while traveling the galaxy. Step 1. Make sure you eat all the food on board the ship immediately, leaving nothing but scraps behind for the rest of the passengers. Second, sit and wait as you and everyone else on the ship starves with nothing to keep them nourished and without a sign of civilization in sight. Third, make sure you reconcile with any member of the ship you were fighting with and make phone calls home if you have the reception. Because unless you encounter a space gas station with some fucking chips, you're fucked. Fourth, if your name is Kagura and you're a Yato, congratulations. According to Gumi Bozo, you can breathe in space. A feat brilliantly demonstrated by your friendly totally not going to gouge your eyes out with beaker shards while smiling scientist Kamui. I hope you guys learned something. By the way, why did Takasugi have to go to the hospital and suffer near-death injuries? Why couldn't it be this fuckstick? Seriously, nobody would miss him. Moving on, we learn that Oboro originally auditioned to be the lead character in ReZero. I mean, he could have added so much authenticity to the role. This makes me think right here. If Otero wasn't evil, he could have just smeared blood all over everyone he saw and the Yamato would have never had a chance. But then we'd have all these immortals running around. And an increasing birth rate. Holy shit, that would get messy. And congested. Maybe the Yamato are a better alternative to that. While back on Earth, Sakamoto managed to gather a bunch of strong-ass fighters from different factions to go together to fight Otero, Naraku, and Nobunobu in space. Seriously, everyone is taking their talents to South Kaientai. Banzai, Gintoki, Mutsu, Katsura, Elizabeth, and I also like the additional exposition on Sakamoto being the resident moderate among the Joey 4. He met the other members of the Joey Force significantly later than the rest, and was not exposed to shoujo for nearly as long as Katsura, Gintoki, and Takasugi. So you may be able to say that he doesn't feel as strongly about all this, but it can easily be said that that is the kind of calming force that they needed, considering the sensitivity of what they were going through in the Joey War. And the fact that it's him that's able to get 3 of the Joey 4 back together is no surprise with this information in mind. Also, I want to mention that the guitar during this scene was so awesome. Nobunobu clearly couldn't resist here and had to pretend like he was a Gundam villain. But take this in for a second. A Tokugawa shogun in space, surrounded by a space fleet wielding deadly laser weapons. Samurai in space, protecting the shogun on a spaceship. Samurai with automatic guns protecting the shogun in space on a spaceship. And Katsura throwing bombs on a spaceship with no regard for his friends or the safety of anybody on the ship. That's just fucking awesome. So after his entire royal guard got shit stomped and getting humiliated by the 3 rebels live on his Gundam vision, Banzai capped off Nobunobu's wonderful evening with a present. So Nobunobu is the Yamcha of the Gintama universe, right? And finally our episode ends with some more awesome guitar and a scene from the planet Rakuyo, where criminals and rogues from other planets gather. Takasugi is being treated there on this planet and Abuto is meeting up with Gumi Bozo. I find it awesome that the climax for the Gintama series is going to take place on another planet, and I'm excited to learn more about Rakuyo, if we will learn more about Rakuyo. I hope that the reason for its destruction and its current social and political structure is explained. I just like stuff like that. Like the history of the universe the show takes place in. That's always pretty cool. So those were my thoughts on episode 318. We got another top-notch episode this week, and I'm only more hyped for the developments to come. I can't wait to see Sakamoto and all those fighters take on Otero. I can't wait for Gumi Bozo and Kagura versus Kamui. And I'm excited to see what all those characters do and what happens leading up to those confrontations. Let me know what you thought about the episode, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.